So, while I was out of the country for the past week, I missed, let me check my notes, the 𝗖ʰ𝗆𝗆𝗵𝘁 scandal, 𝗖ǒ mass reporting Kuro, WuWa going from age 12 to 16 back to 12, and the anniversary stream. Yeah, I'm never going on vacation ever again. The buzz around Wuthering Waves' first anniversary was insane. With how generous Kuro has been throughout the initial year, the sky was the limit in terms of what we get. We had people speculating free 5 stars, 50 pulls, a free Chikona and Zani. Let's be real, if you thought we were getting a Chikona and Zani for free, you're kinda delusional. But honestly, you never know with Kuro. So when we finally got the anniversary livestream, you could say the reception was, mixed. Okay, mixed is not at all the right term. There was public outrage off the rip, but why? If you watch the live stream, it's easy to say this is one of the best live streams they've ever had. The presentation was good, didn't waste too much time, they unveiled a lot of content that people are excited for, and QOLs that people have been begging for forever, honestly. Except fixing tuners, please God, fix tuners. So, where are the issues? Well, let's take a look at the beginning half of the stream where they unveiled there'll be a total of 12 banners, one for each of the past characters that have been released, on top of the 2 new characters, Zani and Chikona. And if you want to take it a step further, there's also the 12 weapon banners for each corresponding character, culminating to a staggering 24 banners throughout 2.3. That's fucking bonkers. And for these banners, they're giving us... Wait, is this right? Are you sure? But like... Oh, okay. Yeah, they're giving us 30 pulls. Kuro Games, what the fuck is this? Brother, that's not even enough pulls to secure half the pity for a character or weapon, and you're giving us 24 of those bitches. For context, in order to reach hard pity once on each banner, you need a whopping 307,200 asterite. You won't even get that much playing the game front to back on a new account. Of course, that's being a little disingenuous. No one is pulling on every single banner, and if you are, I think you should be focusing on managing your company over playing a gacha game. But this reason alone has lit the community on fire, saying how this anniversary is garbage and is a mockery to all the players, going as far to say it's on par with Genshin's first anniversary, which is an insane take. What do I think of it? Well, I kind of think people are overreacting a little bit. While I definitely agree the banners are egregious, especially considering the lack of rewards, and are extremely predatory considering this also happens to be when they reset the double Lunite top-ups, I do feel like we're being harsher than needed. It seems people have completely overlooked the sheer amount of content we're getting, with a plethora of events, new main story quests, new companion quests, and some genuinely great QOLs. Though I do wish the main stat selector was a sub-stat selector, but that's just me. Plus, the new characters look incredibly fun, and although the sheer number of banners are crazy, it's cool that a new player can essentially pull on whatever character they want without feeling like they're at a huge disadvantage compared to older players. But I also think that's where the problem lies. This anniversary event is clearly more favorable to the newer player, especially with the newly reworked returnee/new player event and access to all previous characters. The new player has full control on how they want to shape their account, and honestly, with some spending obviously, could be on par with current players. Current players, however, aren't really getting much. Aside from the 30 pulls, we're also getting a shop reset. Wahoo! We love incentivizing players to spend money. Yay. While anniversary events are a great chance to market and get new players while celebrating their game, it should equally be our celebration too, especially considering WuWa's history. The past year for OG WuWa players was a tough one, and honestly people had more than an abundant number of reasons to stop playing. But we stuck through and we were truly rewarded with a great game that's borderline unrecognizable from the initial 1.0 patch. Without us, who knows what state WuWa would be in. So why aren't the players that helped make WuWa into the rising underdog it is now not being appreciated? It feels like we're being spat on and left behind, so people rightfully should be upset. As someone who's been playing since week 1 or 2 and has sunk in a decent amount of money into the game, I don't want to feel like my efforts as a player are being disregarded. So how would I fix the anniversary? Before I give my ideas, I want to set some ground rules and really bring us back to reality. If you thought even for a second that we'd be getting 𝗖cie or 𝗵𝗿𝗵𝗵 for free, you're insane. And for the people that say, oh, they did it with 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗆𝗆, well, you gotta understand they needed to do that to keep the player retention, as well as pull in new players, especially during a patch that was mid at best. And you didn't even get 𝗖cie𝗽𝗆𝗆𝗆 until damn near the end of the patch. While a featured 5-star selector or a free new resonator would have been cool, saying us not getting that is why the anniversary is bad is honestly disingenuous. Now, on to the same point, a standard 5-star selector is definitely more on the spectrum of possibility. And those saying it's ridiculous to assume that since we had just gotten a free 5-star weapon, you need to realize that that weapon as of right now is mid at best and is specifically for a character that isn't even that good right now. So using that as a scapegoat reason also makes no sense. While I want this anniversary to celebrate the players, we also need to be realistic and realize they are a business and they need to be able to balance player satisfaction with profit. And I think I have a couple of solutions that could satisfy both. For one, a standard 5-star selector would be nice. Let's be real, majority of the standard 5-stars are okay at best, with probably one exception. It's a nice boost to a new player's account while also benefiting the old player who wants sequence nodes or just wants to pick up characters they're missing. Second, give the extra 10 pulls that new players get to everyone. This should be a celebration for all players, not just specific ones. Kuro Games has talked about how they want to be for the players, but them targeting new players who are more likely to spend contradicts that. Especially when they kept spamming player friendly as much as they did during the live stream. That being said, the extra 10 pulls doesn't really solve the issue regarding the number of banners. Now, I believe that the number of Astrite you should get should be proportionate to the number of banners in the patch. If there's 3 character banners, you should get enough Astrite to hit hard pity twice and possibly get 30 to 40 pity. That way, losing the 50-50 doesn't completely ruin your chances of getting what you want, and if you get lucky, you can get more than one character or weapon. That way, spending also doesn't seem as daunting, and in the end, Kuro would still make a profit. However, with 28 banners, yeah, getting a proportionate amount of pulls is a little unrealistic. But hey, if we want more pulls, give us 70. Do I think that's something that would happen? No, but I think it'd be a good compromise. That being said, I feel like this solution coming up is a bit more viable. If you've played Dokkan Battle before, you're probably familiar with the worldwide/download celebration they do. While I haven't played in a long time and I believe they changed up how it works, it's still relatively the same idea. Basically, alongside new characters, they would rerun some of the most popular characters throughout the year. You would obviously spend your premium currency, but what they would do is make a separate banner, which is identical, but instead of premium currency, it uses tickets. You would then be rewarded with these tickets based on how many Dragon Stones you had spent throughout the year, while also still rewarding you with tickets during the event. If Wuthering Waves were to adopt this method, it would not only feel like a reward for older players, but it would also incentivize players to spend more throughout the year and during the event. And suddenly, that top-up bonus looks a lot more enticing, doesn't it? I feel like this is a good compromise in between of trying to market your game while also celebrating all the players who have poured endless time and money into you guys. Another huge complaint regarding the banners is that you're still able to lose to a 50-50, which is kinda insane. But we all know that the 50-50 system isn't going away, and I'd actually like to cite Tectone, who said it pretty succinctly. If they made it so that the anniversary banner, you don't lose the 50-50, you give players zero reason to ever pull on any banner that isn't the anniversary banner. And that just isn't viable for a company. So what are some alternatives? Well, a lot of players would want the first time you get a 5-star, it's 100% the one you selected. This would be a nice alternative and doesn't completely ruin Kuro's profits, but what I think would be a little more realistic is if they kept the 50-50, but made it so that you lost it to the other limited characters. Hear me out. The main reason people don't want to lose the 50-50 is because no one really wants the standard 5-star characters at this point. So why not keep the selection mechanic, but making it a banner where if you lose the 50-50, you just get the other limited characters. That way it doesn't feel completely and totally bricked to a player, while also still once again incentivizing players to pull more on the banner. That, and it'll genuinely feel like an anniversary banner. I think the biggest thing is that this anniversary doesn't feel like an anniversary celebration. While the anniversary shouldn't be the end all be all time to pull, it should also still stand out from the rest. So what do you guys think? Would these fixes be enough to save the anniversary? As of April 21st, they've already issued an apology promising us more updates and changes while also rewarding us with 10 pulls on each type of banner, which is a step in the right direction. While I personally am still excited for the celebration, I can't deny that I was expecting more in terms of rewards. Players have really pushed through trial after trial for this game, and while Kuro has given us a lot, we want to be able to celebrate with them. It really is an amazing game, and they should be proud of what they've made, and we should be proud of what we've accomplished. So it'd be sad to watch Kuro's reputation go down because of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and follow me on Twitch where I stream WuWa pretty often. I can't wait to see what changes we get, and I hope they recover from this, because honestly, Kuro, this is a big fuck up on your end, and let us celebrate with you. Come on. But other than that, okay, bye.